Hey guys. As usual, I would let everything get started, give everyone a minute or two to join. Hopefully, you will enjoy this as much as I do. This is Money Talk Friday. I'll be jumping up shortly. I got the whiteboard behind me. Doesn't look like it's going to come into focus too well. Get the lighting right. But yeah, we'll be starting here momentarily, guys. Until then, enjoy. Enjoy, sit back and relax. Should be pretty fun though. So I'm actually, I'll talk about it here in just a second, but I'm actually in Chicago. So different setting. I've got the portable mic. Hopefully I do everything okay with that. Let me get that blue off of there if I can. There we go. There's no, the ring around it to protect my spitting and my different stuff. But it should be good. It should be good. All right, guys, let's get it started. Hey guys, my name is Steven, aka even Steven Money. We are here live on Money Talk Friday, where every week we have a new topic. I share my story, recommendations, action items, and questions from you. I usually ask you to submit them throughout the week. So if there's something that comes up, I'll talk about it as well. Feel free to add in the comments any questions that come up, anything that you want to share. Very important. Who am I? My name is Steven. My story is after paying off over $100,000 in debt, my wife and I, we found our own version of financial freedom, which led me to where I am today, which is launching my own money coach business. And it's where I help my clients pay off debt faster, save more money than they ever have before, all so that they can live a better life today and retire comfortable tomorrow. So hope you'll join me on that journey, as part of it. Yep. Let me touch on a couple things before we even dive in to the specifics. I am here live in Chicago. We are at, so this is Money Talk. Again, lighting's not great. I'm even Steven Money. We're going to be talking about the debt tornado, but we are here live in Chicago. So change of venue. This is not my house. This is not where I'm usually at. We're at Next Door Chicago, which is basically it's a co-working. It's a free co-working space where they do actually something similar that I would do, sponsored by State Farm, but they do coaching here. There's a lot of, freelance, a lot of entrepreneurs, coffee shop here. So it's just a really nice space that's available to be used. I was able to stop in and book a room. Otherwise I might've been doing this in the cold. But yeah, just an opportunity at Next Door Chicago. Let me actually even throw it in here. See if they pop up. It should be at Next Door Chicago. There we go. 10,000 people like them. So we'll definitely say thank you. I know you're not supposed to do it while you're doing a live, right? Let's break all the rules. There we go. So so check them out too, especially if you're in Chicago. I know there's a lot of people, even when they're visiting. It's just kind of a cool little shop to check out. But hey guys, let's dive right into it. This week's topic, I think, is a pretty fun one. It gets to show a little bit who I am, and it's oh man, I almost laughed just talking about it. So it is the best way to pay off debt. Meet the debt tornado. The debt tornado. And as always, let me add a link as well. So this is a link to the blog post. Certainly read it. So my story, of course, paid off over $100,000 in debt, and part of it was part of it was the debt tornado, and it's pretty fun. It allows me to kind of talk about who I am and kind of the methods that I used. wanted to again thank everyone. If you're coming in, say hello, put your name in the comments, say where you're from. I really enjoy it. Like the page, love it. Share it, whatever you want to do, just to show, show that you care, that I'm out here, putting the sweat equity into everything. I do this for fun. I really enjoy this, so I hope you get a lot out of this, and especially if you enjoy the experience, get you thinking. So the first thing I always do when I do my Facebook Lives is like to give you an introduction of kind of what I'm talking about. And with the debt tornado, no different. So it started off that I paid off thousands and thousands of dollars of debt. Such a crazy thing to say. During this long and sometimes painful journey, I created a debt strategy called the debt tornado. During my debt payoff journey, I came to realize it's not a math problem. It's not even a psychological problem. Instead, it was a me problem. And I learned pretty quickly that it takes a lot. It took a bunch of different methods, a bunch of different strategies, and this is where I came to. So you're probably wondering, what even is the debt tornado? How does that make sense? So I should probably say, there's usually what you'll hear the debt snowball, you'll hear the debt avalanche, you'll hear the debt tsunami, which I think the debt tsunami and the debt tornado have some similarities, but I'm from the Midwest, so I don't know anything about tsunamis. I do know about tornadoes, though. The debt tornado, in its simplest form, it's a debt reduction plan that is deep rooted in anger, outrageous goals, a plan of attack, and I like to say an extra touch of kicking ass. Hide your ears if you are under the age of 18. But yeah, that's where it's coming from. The debt tornado is really just, it's a different way to think about your debt. And with the debt tornado, for those of you not familiar with a tornado, it's a big storm, right? That the air has to be right, things have to be just right, and then it unleashes havoc wherever it is. So it's picking up train cars and throwing them into different counties. I remember my grandfather actually telling me that he literally saw a plastic straw through a telephone booth. And I don't know if that's just a story from my grandpa, but I'm taking it as real. I actually, in some of the story, in some of the posts, it was actually mentioned that was a real thing. But I want to let you guys know where we're at. What are we doing? My name is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. We're here live on Money Talk Friday, where I'm here every Friday, even when I'm traveling to Chicago. At Next Door Chicago is where we're at today. And we are talking about the debt tornado, the best way to pay off debt. So it's some fun times here. If you're just joining, just checking us out, definitely leave your name or a comment or questions in the Facebook comments. Really appreciate it. Lets me know. Like it, share it. I appreciate it all. But diving right back in, so kind of with the debt tornado, like where did it come from? The origins, right? For me, I'm not sure what the exact moment was in time. There might have been a few things, right? It could have been after selling and paying off my Mercedes-Benz, that luxurious vehicle that I spent too much money on. It could have been, I remember when, I was trying to get my credit card rate reduced. I did it online. By the way, I did not have a very healthy relationship with money, or especially with this financial institution. I had a 16.99% interest rate on my credit card. After I made my online request, they were so nice. They dropped it down to 16.74%. They dropped it a whole 0.25% to reduce my rate. So that's maybe how the debt tornado started. It could be finally is when I got the courage, or I like to say, the balls, the cojones, in to input my student loan information into Mint.com, which is a popular budgeting tool, and just to really see visually how much debt I had. So those were some of the things that might have started off the debt tornado, might have like really embraced the anger that is I think required in the debt tornado. It's a fun time with the debt tornado. Just quick reminder, I'm Steven, aka Even Steven Money. See it on the board at Even Steven. Debt tornado, Money Talk Friday. I know we've got a glare on the screen, but hopefully you can see some of that. Thought it'd be great to share. Debt tornado, man. What a fun way to talk about debt. So there's definitely some jokes here in the actual blog post itself. But where does it all come from? So it's the anger, right? But there's really, as I mentioned, 4 different items that are encompassing. So there's the anger, there's the outrageous goals, there's the plan of attack, and then there's that extra touch of kicking a $sign, right? I won't curse on this one. But yeah, so it's crazy. For me, when you think of anger, many of us think of, the bad things that can become of it. But, in this case, it's actually how the debt tornado really starts. The financial institution who, had my student loan, I still really don't like that company. I like to joke, I grip my coffee a little tighter. My right eye twitches. I'm like, I really did not like them. And, part of it was not liking what was going on. And there's a lot of people so I'm a money coach, right? I'm a money coach, financial coach, personal finance. And I truly believe this. If you make your debt and you make this math problem, 99% of us are going to fail. It took me almost 8 years before I began making over the minimum payment. I remember talking, and it's not just me, right? So that's my story. I remember talking to a potential client, and I said, hey, I know you had some issues with debt in the past. How are you doing? How are you doing today? And they said, I'm doing great. I'm going to be able to pay off my debt in a few years. And for me, hearing that, to hear that they thought everything was like perfectly fine, and they were a few years to me is 5 years. Basically, I'm going to pay off my student loans or my credit card or my car loans. And they said in a few years, oh my goodness, it was, I didn't know what to say, because that's not how I think of debt. Debt is when, what do you do when your hair's on fire? You put it out, right? If there's a fire in the building, you get out of the building. And that's kind of how I think of debt. So it's part of it. So I'm mentioning the anger and the debt tornado. It really is part of it. So there's things that I did that, I changed my student loans from deferred to forbearance, income sensitive. I did all these things, right? I refinanced one of them, different payments, but really none of it lowered my debt with any, I say, substance. One of the big changes is when I went to go change the payment that I was making. They actually told me I had changed it essentially too many times. I was mad at them because I was like, no, that's not how this works. You just change it again. I don't want to pay $99 or $200, whatever it was. And so I believe at that time it tripled. It tripled from, I think I was paying something like $80, and it tripled to right around $250. But that's how I say the debt tornado starts. So if you got that anger, if something happened that you're ready to make that change, that's the debt tornado. That's where it's starting out. But hey guys, just want a reminder. Thank you for everyone who's here. We are here live on Money Talk Friday. My name is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. I'm at Next Door in Chicago. And we're talking about the best way to pay off debt. Meet the debt tornado. I feel like I should do this. Good times, guys. Moving on, though. So with the debt tornado, right? So there's the debt tornado, there's the anger. That's where it all begins. But once you get that anger, you have to have goals. But with the debt tornado, it's different. It's outrageous goals. It's not just I'm going to pay off my debt in 5 years. With making $200 payments or $100 payments. No, it's working on and thinking of something that's almost unattainable, something outrageous, right? I use the example paying off $26,000 in 10 months. That's outrageous, right? How can that even work? It's important to. It sounds funny, but put math aside for a second. Really focus on that anger and what you're going to do with it and how it's going to be better. Because, paying off $200 a month versus paying off $2,000 a month is such a difference. Like, you can destroy your debt with fury. You really do need to get angry at your debt. It's a difference in just making those huge payments and having those outrageous goals. Some people would even call them stretch goals. Nah, that's no fun. These are outrageous goals. These are big. These are massive. But with those massive goals, you need to have a plan of attack. Before I get into that, thank you everyone who's joining. My name is Steven, aka even Steven Money. We're here live on Money Talk Friday. Put your name in the comments. Let me know why you're here, where you're from, what you're interested in. Ask questions. Do anything you would like in the comments. I appreciate it. Like this, share this. Throw hearts up there. Whatever you got. I really appreciate it. Getting back into it. So we're talking about the debt tornado. We've got the anger part, right? We've got the outrageous goals. Now it's one of the most important parts. It's the plan of attack. You have to have a plan of attack to make these outrageous goals happen. So for me, I decided a number of things as part of my plan of attack. It wasn't just one. So I had my 9 to 5, right? So that was where it started. That was kind of my base. And then I was an hourly employee. So I was able to get some overtime now and again. Then I started selling on eBay. I donated my kidneys. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that part. But you understand there's many things that you can do to, get as much cash as you can. You could be extreme in so many ways. You could collect aluminum cans. I made a joke on here. I said you could try busking. If you don't know what busking is, it's basically a street performer. Here in Chicago, actually, you probably do pretty well. I'm not sure about other small towns. But yeah, so once you created that, you have that wave of anger, and now all of your anger, your outrageous goals, it's all focused towards your debt, and that, your outrageous plan of attack is matching those outrageous goals. So you have all of it put together, and now you just need one little extra step. And then it's what I call the extra touch of kicking ass. So the extra touch of kicking ass, it means actually going crazy. It's making extra money, making lifestyle changing decisions. And this is something I talk about in another blog post. That's what really gets debt out of there. There's a couple changes that I made in my life, and you can choose to make different items that match yours. But here's just a couple examples. So I sold my car. Pretty big. I ended up taking public transportation here in Chicago, so probably a little easier for me. But yeah, it was a big thing, right? Selling a car, not having a car, maybe going from 2 cars to 1. I reduced my housing costs with what's called a house hack. So my wife and I lived on the top floor, and we rented out the first floor and even the garden apartment. And that's something that we went into thinking that way. But you could rent your room. You could rent part of your house when you're gone. Just extra touch of kicking ass. I switched my cell phone plan to what's called like a low-cost carrier, which is Republic Wireless, who I'm still with today. I think I did it in 2013. So coming up on 6 years, crazy. But I cut cable. That's pretty common now. But at the time, cutting the cord was a big deal. I've got great blog posts on that and how to negotiate that as well. I lived frugal. I worked hard for promotions. I sold on eBay. Like, I did a ton of things for that extra touch. And all the things, what it came down to, and I talk about this as well with clients and with everyone, and is, your values. I cared more about having that debt gone than anything else that I could have done. And, some would call it sacrifice. What today I would say was just an extra touch of, kicking ass, all for the good. That's what happens with the debt tornado. It lifts those 20-ton rail cars, and it puts it all together. The debt tornado is a phenomenon. It's crazy, right? Not everyone can do this. I'm being 100% serious. Not everyone gets angry at their debt. Not everyone can destroy debt with this much power. But if you do choose this debt reduction strategy, that you're essentially angry with outrageous goals, you no longer want to live in debt. Dave Ramsey probably says, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's a little too old school for me. But, if you are filled with anger that you're still living in debt today, I think the debt tornado might just be for you. That's debt tornado. Debt tornado. That's anger, outrageous goals, a plan of attack, and the extra touch of kicking ass. So it's just a great opportunity to really work hard towards, paying off your debt. And I'm certainly a big believer in paying off debt that leads to just amazing things that can happen in your life when you have more flexibility. Hey guys, just a final reminder here. I think it's my final reminder. My name is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. We're here live on Money Talk Friday. Guys, I'm here every week that I can be here. I'm traveling today. I'm actually in Chicago at Next Door Chicago, which is a great co-working space, free co-working space. You can see kind of some of the remnants here because this isn't the usual. So hopefully I sound good. Hopefully hopefully the hair is just right. But no, all jokes aside, guys, I'm here every week. This week's topic is the best way to pay off debt, meet the debt tornado. And that kind of wraps up some of it. I wrote this, essentially when I was paying off debt. And so right around 2015, and I had this great opportunity with a website called The Penny Hoarder, which is, it's a very big website. It's good too. I actually still check it out from time to time. But anyways, they reached out to me and they said, hey, we wanted to share one of your posts. I forget the specifics, but they're like, we're going to share it on our Facebook page. And at that time they had over 4 million people, which 4 million people is probably 4 million more people than I have on my Facebook, right? And they said, hey, pick any article. And I had just recently written The Debt Tornado. And I thought, oh, what a great opportunity. It really was. I thought it was a great opportunity. It was a great opportunity, but it was a great, it fit me and who I was. This one was about having fun and, don't take yourself too seriously. But paying off debt is important. Go with a different strategy. Go with something that not everyone talks about. Not everyone does. And I laughed a little bit. I really enjoyed it, and they shared it. Today they actually have over 6.8 million likes. So 4 million, just 4 million potential people taking a look, and it was crazy. Let me see the exact numbers. I'm gonna go look. So at the time, and you can even check it out. So this is in 2015. They published a link to my post. It had 367 likes, 324 shares. They shared it to their personal page or with other friends, and it was crazy. So what I just talked about, right? Everyone hated it. So something that I love, something that was, I guess I would say near and dear to my heart, I felt like epitomized who I was. They hated it. And I don't know. I guess I don't know. I didn't know how to react. So a lot of people actually said it was poorly written, which it's kind of funny. That actually didn't bother me that much. So I write how I speak. I self-edit, especially at that time. I self-edit. I do not have an English degree. I kind of joke. I used to probably get a lot of yelling at by my English teacher, even more than my art teacher. So that should tell you. I also am not very good at art, but yeah. So I wasn't terribly concerned about that. Sure, it would have been, you can always go back and edit something a little bit better. But it was like they were missing the point. That's, I think, what bothered me the most. And there was a few things. There's 3 really like big comments. And one person wrote, and these were the things that, again, it just like bothered me the most with the Facebook Live. With the Facebook was, so one individual said, wow, all that writing and it all came down to spending less and making more. Could have saved, and they even misspelled the word, but whatever. Could have saved me a few minutes. And I was like, what? I'm like, are you kidding? I'm like, you're going to be, and my response to this is, yeah, like that's what personal finance is all about. I hate to break it to you. It does come down to spending less than you earn. So I would highly recommend to this person to not read any future articles, because they're all going to be, yes, the basis is you should spend less than you earn. So I was just disappointed to even read that one. But here's another one this one was really specific. This one seemed more rant, but I won't even read the whole thing on that one. It was a rant, right? They were, it was kind of like a poor me. I've done everything. I've done all of this and still, I'm still in debt. And I was like, man, like, again, you guys are like, you're missing the point. The point of this whole article is meant to motivate. It's meant to take a look at paying off debt in another light that gets you excited, that gets you motivated. It's meant to make individual changes to your mindset and about personal finance. The sooner you make major changes, with money and with paying off debt, it's like the better things are going to be, the happier you're going to be. And it just felt like that was, almost like it was way over their head. It was one of those, I have so many problems that I can't look at this article. So that one hurt a little bit. And then the last one, you kind of throw your arms up in the air at this one. They said, seriously, it's called Dave Ramsey's debt snowball. And again, it was like, you missed it. You missed the whole point. It's meant to motivate. I'm offering my personal story, and my personal story isn't going to line up perfectly with yours. But have you thought about taking a different approach? Have you thought about doing something a little bit different, and making it a little more fun and changing your mindset and going at it a different way? And so I was, it was in some ways, it was definitely tough, so I was on the penny order, 4 million plus likes. And, that's why they say don't read the comments. But there was one person who made it, I think, all worthwhile. And it was, they left the comment about debt. He said, I prefer to rock my debt like a hurricane. So I really liked that one. I thought that one was great. It made me laugh. It's probably the only comment out of the whole thing that I enjoyed. So that one got me. But just an opportunity today to talk about my story, and even Steven Money and paying off debt, meeting the debt tornado. Just a reminder, guys, my name is Steven, aka even Steven Money. We're here live on Money Talk Friday. We're here every week, and I say we. I'm here every week. I share my story, recommendation, action items, and any questions from you. Just final reminder, guys, if you are if you are here checking me out, make sure to like it, love it, share it, put your comments, any questions. We had some great questions the past couple weeks. It even got someone a free book out of the deal. So a big shout out to Chuck Carnu, who won that as well. And then we got to dive into some credit card questions before. So I had a lot of fun. So I don't mind taking a break on the questions, but I do love getting the questions. Let me just wrap up here. Just kind of a little bit of closing reminder of who I am, guys, and how I can help you. And that's what this is. Really, that's what it's all about. My name is Steven, aka even Steven Money. I paid off over $100,000 in debt. My wife and I found our version of financial freedom. It led me to where I am today, which is launching my own money coach business. What I do is I help my clients pay off debt faster, save more money than they ever have before, so they can live, a better life today and retire comfortable tomorrow. It's pay off debt, save money, and live a better life, right? How does that make you feel? How can that take you? How can make your world change? Are you anxious because you have to make a payment? Are you worried that you're going to be working until you're 70 years old? Are you worried you're not on track and you need to get your financial life together? There's a lot of people out there who feel this exact same way. They have that burden of debt or not saving enough, or maybe they want their kids to go to a better school, and they realize that if they don't pay off their credit card debt and get things in line, that just might not happen. And that's why it's important to really consider where you at your life and getting on track financially. And that's what I offer, guys. If you are interested, there's a couple ways to definitely get a hold of me. This is where I tell kind of everyone to go, and I'll copy here with a link. Let me only take 1 second here to everyone out there. When you see this, so this is the number one place to go, guys. Even Steven Money /money coach. You can kind of check out some of the things there, and it'll allow you to book a discovery session with me, and you can find out if we're a good fit. If your problem, if your financial problem, if I can help. If I can't help, if we don't make a good fit, I'll let you know, and you'll know right away too. I offer something that I think a lot of people could use. I'm not a salesman. I'm not here to sell you that you need a better financial life, that you need a better financial future. I help people that are trying to run that mile and they're zigzagging to get there, right? Get them going in a straight line. That's not a sales pitch, that's a reality. But that's who I am. If you're watching this at any time with Facebook Live, because this will go back into facebook.com/even Steven Money, and you're like, hey, let's book a discovery session right away. This is the chance that I was just talking about. You want to do it as soon as possible. I got a scheduler out there. This takes it right to it. This is my scheduling page. Jump on. It takes 15 to 30 minutes, free of charge. Find out if me and you, right? If we click, if I can help. And everyone's financial situation is different. That's what makes this great. It's one-on-one coaching. But hey, guys, last but not least, wrapping everything up with the Debt Tornado Facebook Live here every Friday. Guys, thank you. Thank you for, I said it throughout, but thank you for liking the page. Thank you for sharing. We had a bunch of new people this week, friends, family, acquaintances, people who have known me for maybe all my life or maybe a month or two. And I really appreciate that. That means I know it's right. It's only a like, or it's only someone just clicking accept, but it means a lot to me. And the reason it means a lot is, it's part of my life. I really believe that, that we're in this together. And I say this a lot again too, is that our financial lives really are tied together in so many ways. Who knows? I could be taking a trip with you one day as part of your financial life, or I could be coaching you to pay off a credit card or put money into an IRA. You really never know. And that's why, we're in this together. Whether you take a little nugget that from what I said, maybe this is the day that right? Things change. The light turns, everything is different. And that's why we're in this together. So I hope you take something from this today. I'll be here every week. I'm always looking for questions, comments. You'd be so surprised at some of the people that I work with, that it really comes down to they're ready to make a change. And that's not what all this is about today. So I'll wrap it up. I apologize. I'm getting into it. But my name is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. I'll hope to see you throughout the week on evenstevenmoney.com. Also at facebook.com/Even Steven Money, and anywhere else at Even Steven Money, you can sort of see it. Otherwise, I will catch you guys next week. Feel free. Questions, comments, concerns, hit me up, guys. I am ready to talk. I'm ready to chat, ready to email, all of it. Otherwise, have a great week. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. All right, guys.